Alright, I'm going to do another mission prep, and I will do a lore video, go around and talk to some of these people. But first,
Commander?
I'm going to go through and redo the training. Medusa, in keeping with the punching people in the face specs, I'm going to give him extra health, with the eventual goal of getting Juggernaut so that he punches people into the next initiative phase. So that will be awesome. Little Z. Extra unsteady. I already got this, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll go with a little bit more gunnery.
Training complete.
What can I do for you?
Poor glitch. I'll leave you for now. Decker, you didn't go with us. You, on the other hand, I wonder why she can get breaching shot.
Training confirmed, Commander.
But little Z doesn't have that option. I must be only able to get a total of 3 perks.
Waiting for orders.
Yeah, because she can't get any more.
Good to go.
Yeah, Decker has 2, but he can get one or the other. Yeah, so I'll want him to go Master Tactician, I think. Being able to move and shoot, probably not that big of a deal.
I hear ya.
Aye, aye.
Aye, aye.
Okay, that's fine. So first we will talk to Darius.
You got questions? I have answers.
Commander Zim, I'm sorry about what happened on Weldery with Sir Raju and all. If only we'd known. I'd have invaded the Directorate myself to get him back. But now it's too late. You said that you knew Mastiff, that you fought by his side. I did have that privilege, yes. I didn't know him well as you did, of course, but we were together in the trenches of the Fjaldr campaign. And I raised a glass with Sir Raju in the canteen on more than one occasion. Did he ever show you that enormous knife he used to carry? The kukri? Yeah, I don't see too many of those outside of the Free Worlds League. These days, kukri blades are mostly associated with 4th Regulan Hussars. Free Worlds League Regiment. Notable for quick strike tactics and for infamous Royal Gurkha Battalion heavy jump infantry. Yikes. Not Mastiffs, though. He claimed that he had inherited that curved blade beauty from his grandfather, who inherited it from his grandfather, and so on, all the way back to the family's origins on Terra. During the Fjaldr campaign, I saw him use that blade against a pirate twice his size, split the bastard's skull like a rotten cantaloupe. It was horrifying and beautiful all at once. You don't see that kind of skill every day. Yikes. I wonder what happened to that old blade of his. It wasn't with him on Weldery. The old man must have felt like he'd lost a piece of himself when the Directorate took it away. When you think of the old man, what jumps to your mind? Family. The old man was so damn proud of his family and heritage. There wasn't a drop of noble privilege in his veins, but the Montgomery name carried weight. Hard as nails since the dawn of time, his father used to tell him. Those were his family words and personal creed, and I personally attest to their accuracy. When we were fighting alongside the Royal Guard in the Fjaldr campaign, a pirate-driven hunchback managed to flank us. Decker was piloting a Locust at the time, and the bastard took its leg clean off. The Locust went down hard, and Decker blacked out. He was a dead man. There was nothing we could do to keep that hunchback from putting a foot through his cockpit, and it would have if Mastiff hadn't come charging in with his Centurion. His first punch took the hunchback's main gun clean off. He was totally matter-of-fact about it. It wasn't desperate swing or a panic move. He just calmly put his fist into the pirate mech's weapon pod, grabbed it, and wrenched it free from its moorings. It was like, I don't know, like watching a farmer uproot a tree stump, you know, workmanlike. And all the while, we could hear the pirate over an open channel screaming and cursing as he desperately tried to fight back. The old man took that hunchback apart, piece by piece. Imagine a veteran prize fighter locked in a cage with a snot-nosed kid, with no rules or referees in sight. He put on a clinic for everyone to see. The rest of the pirates broke flank and fled when they saw what happened to their friend. I can't say I blame them. In their place, I'd have done the same. That's what the Montgomerys were, warriors as long as anyone could remember, born to fight and tempered on the battlefield, and Sir Raju was the last. He never had any children, you know. Montgomery line died with him. Thanks for the talk. The next time we're on Shirley, let's raise a glass to the old man's memory. Yeah, Jesse, I'd like that. And so, I think would he... Okay, gotta run.
Where to find me.
I'll just talk to each person... real quick.
What do you need?
Alright, Alexander. Commander Zim, the hero of Panzer, a pleasure as always. Is there something I can do for you? I'd like to discuss the state of our war against the Directorate. Thanks to your effort, the Restoration Army's push on the capital was a success. A single stroke, we've liberated House Decimus, stripped away the 5th Espinosa's power base, and shattered the illusion of a unified directorate. While our victory was complete, it didn't come without cost. We lost a lot of good soldiers on Panzer, and several dozen irreplaceable battle mechs. It'll take time to replenish our depleted ranks. Beyond the scope of our recent victory, things are murkier. Thanks to the Perdition massacre, tensions between Taurians and the Federated Suns have risen to a boiling point. The situation is fraught, terribly so. The slightest misstep by either side could spell disaster, and for us and for the rest of the Wormworld periphery. What does the liberation of House Decimus mean for the Restoration? I imagine just allies. A great deal. On a symbolic level, the liberation of a founding house may be the most important step we've taken since Weldry. Make no mistake, the other founding families were watching what was happening on Panzer. If House Decimus could be liberated from Directorate control, so could the rest of them, and now they know it. There are logistical benefits as well, of course. The traditional seat of House Decimus is Panzer, but its sphere of influence extends into the Rhine's Fate, Brigham, and Mechter. And now that House Decimus is our ally, we can start turning the people, facilities, industrial bases of those systems against the Directorate. An army lives or dies by its supply train, and ours has just gotten stronger at the Directorate's expense, and this is only the beginning. Let's talk about the Perdition massacre. I don't know much more than what Lady Arano's already told you, but still, ask me your questions and I'll do whatever I can to answer them. Why would the Federated Suns attack the Taurian Concordat? There's no proof that they have, only conjecture. Speaking hypothetically, though, I can come up with a number of reasons. Perhaps the Davians want to punish House Calderon for some perceived transgressions, or maybe they want the Taurians to fly off the handle and declare war. Then they could stage an invasion of the Concordat while claiming self-defense. First Prince Hans Davian is no stranger to international brinksmanship, or to the use of unpredictable tactics. He isn't called the Fox for nothing. That said, the Protector Thomas Calderon's distrust of House Davian is equally well known. Some have gone so far as to claim that the fear of this pernicious Davians border on obsession. It's difficult to know how much of it is truth and how much of it is hysteria. What we do know is that something happened on Perdition, and that it cost 11,000 Taurian civilians their lives. Calderon is calling it a Federation attack, and House Davian's denials have been dismissive and condescending. It's an ugly situation that's likely to get uglier. That's where things stand. Why would anyone target Perdition specifically? Because it's a symbol of Taurian independence. The destruction of an SLDF base on Perdition was what incited the Taurian Concordat to withdraw from the Star League. As a symbolic target, it'd be hard to do much better. Star League Defense Force. Largest okay, yeah, I remember that. Star League, I know them. What are the odds that this incident pushes the Taurians to declare war all by itself? That's doubtful. Protector Calderon isn't stupid. He knows what open war with the Federated Suns would cost. And should he ever forget, there are cooler heads in the room to remind him. His son, Edward, has been a particular help in that regard. We'd be much worse shape without his influence. For now, the Taurians are standing on the precipice of a conflict that none of us are prepared for. But without another inciting incident, we're unlikely to step over the edge. Let's talk about something else. I've heard all I need, Lord Madeira. We can talk about him later.
Be well, Commander.
Okay. Anyone else I want to talk to? Let's talk to Yang real quick. Actually, I'll do personal questions in the next round of lore. I think I might have already talked to Farah. Okay, I have some questions for you about this ship. Just a moment. Okay, what can you tell me about the Argo? A fair amount, Commander. I've been researching this ship for several months. Boeing Interstellar produced just 2 of these beauties back in 2762. They were intended to follow behind the first wave of exploratory missions, supporting multiple surveyor, terraformer, and colonizer teams on deep survey missions. Although she's far too large to land on a planet, her docking collar system allows for smaller dropships like your Leopard to come along for the ride. The Argo is a mobile space station, in a sense, providing supply and temporary habitation for teams on dangerous missions in unsettled space. Exploration vessel or no, she sounds ideal for our purposes. She is, and with 50,000 tons of cargo space, she has all the room we need for supplies, spare equipment, personnel, you name it. In fact, her hold is so vast, we'll have no trouble storing as many mech chassis and partial mech salvage as you can get your hands on. Why don't we see more ships like the Argo out there? The Argo is the product of her era. She lacks the armor or maneuverability to function in battle, and she's vastly outclassed in size and firepower by even the smallest of warships. She's a peacetime ship meant for peacetime exploration duties and planned with a focus on long-term orbital deployment. It was her non-combat design that ultimately led to her abandonment. In an earlier era, she might have been seen widespread usage, but the fall of the Star League and the near-constant state of war we've endured since then has rendered the Argo little more than a forgotten experimental footnote in the history of dropship production. Sad, really. In her own way, the Argo represents the backseat that science and exploration have taken in pursuit of military goals. Okay, that's enough for now, Dr. Murad. And I'll talk to you also later, Doc. Okay, and then finally, I will look at the mechs. Actually, you know what? I need to fast forward time first before I can show you what I've done with the mechs. So I am bringing the Spider out of storage.
Got a new financial report for you, Commander.
409,000. That's not bad, even with all the mechs I have pulled out. It's not bad at all. I mean, the mech bay 2 was probably the biggest thing.
Darius, we've got a couple of blackout drunk mech warriors stumbling around in hydroponics. I'd suggest you take care of it before they break something. Yeah, alright, I'm on it.
Okay, so all these mechs are still out. So it looks like we're just gonna speed up time some more. I gotta get another med bay or upgraded med bay or something. Okay, pirates ambush the Argo. Blaring klaxons interrupt an otherwise quiet morning routine as several fast-moving ships appear, pacing the Argo. Darius broadcasts their hail to the bridge. You're flying through our space, strangers. It's awfully dangerous out there. Just awful, especially for a ragged-looking ship like the Argo, is it? Tell you what, we'll provide you with safe passage, for a price, of course. While you consider your options, Sumair pipes up. Commander, if you can buy me some time, I could do a rapid fire-up of the Leopard. That'll teach them not to mess with us. Oh, but I am liked by the Restoration. Let's see how that goes. Darius sends an SOS. Oh no, Darius! Decker, I mean. And you set about buying some time until help arrives. Before long, the pirate captain informs you she's having a bad day and fires a few glancing laser blasts off the side of the Argo to express her displeasure. The whole ship groans as emergency systems activate. Just then, several interceptors arrive on the scene, bearing the colors of the local authorities. With a curse, the enemy captain gives the order to retreat. Unfortunately, it's too late for Decker, who is caught in the wrong side of a blast door and ends up in the med bay. 2 injuries? God damn it, 35 days, fuck! No, Decker! Okay, well... So, there might be new shit in the store since I had a financial report, so I'll look over that real quick. Mostly looking for pluses. Still a Griffin, still an AC-10. Alright, this doesn't look like it changed much. So, that's okay. Let's see what kind of mech warriors we can get, because we're probably gonna need some of those now. This guy's nice and middled in everything. Ooh. She is 5 guts. Let's hire Goose. In a Regan commoner, the life of the commoner is much in the same throughout the periphery, where conflict and limited resources make for a hard-scrabble existence with few opportunities. He's an enlisted Navy recruit. Dropships function as a result of massive application of manpower to operate and maintain a variety of barely understood technology. For those with dreams of space, regional navies are always an option. Space is inherently dangerous, and on a pirate ship, that danger is vastly magnified. In that environment, simple survival is all the qualifications one needs as a valued crew member. Cool.
New mech warriors available.
Okay, so next I will go to my mech bays. Okay, so I'm just going to go over a real quick overview. So the Centurion, I'm not 100%, but stop work real quick. But I think it will either go into storage or maybe get sidelined. And here's why. So, I repair all. He has 95, 70, 70, 50, 50. So I stripped all the shit off of him, but he is only a 50-ton mech, and he has been serving as my LRM boat. But what I was able to do is, where is it? Not the Grasshopper, the Wolverine. So the Wolverine, on the other hand, has more tonnage, but you know what? Now that I'm looking, has a lot less armor. I thought for sure. I wonder where all the extra weight is going then. I didn't look at the internal structure. Because, man, this thing has almost no armor. I thought for sure it would have more armor than the Centurion. Well, that is terrible news. So we got 65, 15, 65, 15, 60 and 50. So that would be more. Front armor is 80, 95. Center torso is 30, 90. So all that extra... Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, it's starting to become a little more clear. So all that extra weight is probably structural, which explains why this mech has so much more movement and melee, but it doesn't have as much armor. Well, okay, so let's repair this guy. I'm probably gonna end up putting him back the way that he was and change the Wolverine. See what else what other role I can fill with that. But the Spider, I want to go back to a little melee guy. Small laser, and a medium laser, and a medium laser. And then, is there really no other hard points? No other hard points. So let's max armor. Maybe let's not do the medium lasers. And max armor. Okay, so that's too much. So we'll strip armor. And let's see about jump jets. Because I know this guy can hold a lot of them. But I'm not sure that will actually matter. Let's put some of them in the legs. Okay, now let's max armor, see what we got. We don't need as much in the arms. So we can put it over here. And I'm finally understanding why we get odd amounts of armor. It's because when you hit max armor, you can go up by like tenths or ones of armor, whereas going up like this, you can only go up by 5. So do a little bit more up front. 299. Maybe the head. Yeah, the head. Okay. I like that. So this will give me a mech with extremely high initiative. That is extremely close range, but then I can use him as a dedicated sensor lock mech. Which I believe Decker will have to be the pilot of. Alright, so next is contracts. I am going to end this video, but next I will do Dead or Alive. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.